we have a handshake agreement here at the EAC that I'll go last now because I tend to filibuster. So I will echo the sentiments of my colleagues in that a big hearty thank you to the state and local election administrators across this country that ran a good process that had integrity, security, accessibility built into it. You all don't hear thank you enough. You get questions more than you get thank yous. And so on behalf of the entire commission and the staff, thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your attention to detail. And thank you for what you do. And that goes all the way down to the poll workers. I had two main takeaways from this election that I wanted to share briefly. And the first was the way that the election community as a whole, election officials, state and local, advocacy group and others, embraced the conversation, embraced the transparency, and welcomed voters in to learn the process. As the myriad of conversations around the process swelled up, groups like NASED, and county officials banded together and welcomed voters into their shops to say, hey, come learn about how we do things. Come learn what the facts are about the process. And that had an impact. I would venture a guess that there are very few election officials at any level that don't have pocket elevator speech about the security of their systems available now because of the amount of times they had to explain it. I know here in Montgomery County, there were more than 1,200 local events that the County Board of Elections put on to educate the public. 1,200 leading into the election. That's an incredible effort, and that was true across the country. That's not unique to this county. And so I was both encouraged and not surprised that election officials embraced the conversation and offered facts to combat some of the misnomers around it. The second is how much more we have to do. And I thank the election community for allowing the EAC to be a part of the conversation throughout the election process. And I hope we remain a valuable part of your conversations as we talk about best practices around audits, post-election audits and recounts, security of the voting systems, election officials being IT managers. I think there's little doubt at this point that election officials have embraced that role as IT managers and will continue to grow into that position. New standards that we're writing. I hope all those people that had questions, that had concerns, that wanted to know more about the process and the security of the systems will get involved in our public working groups that exist right now to help us write the next set of standards. If you're worried about this and you were worried about it before the election, you have an opportunity to participate directly in writing the next set of standards. You have no excuse but to get involved and help us write the next set of standards. And finally, guidance on purchasing new systems and new voting technology. We know more and more states and jurisdictions are going to look to purchase new technology moving forward. And it's the AC's hope that we can serve a vital role in that process, both in helping write RFPs, providing information around our standards, and best practices around purchasing. So there's a lot of work left to do. I hope all of us in this room take a deep breath, appreciate the great work that the election officials across this country did, and then we push forward next year to making the process even better. Thank you.